Hi, welcome to First to Third, episode 94. We're getting ready for Albuquerque. This week, my co-host is Patty. What's up, Patty?
Hello. Why are we even doing this? It's an eight-team tournament.
It is a
There's no pools to be
43-team
drawn,
tournament.
and there has been literally zero discussion about this tournament on the boards. What the hell are we going to talk about for half an hour? I
So
don't
we
even
got
have Ad Rock to shit all over. Come on, this is going to be the most boring podcast ever.
probably, but we've got 8 teams on the competitive side and 35 on the social side.
Do we have to
So
talk about all 35 social teams? Wait, hang on. They're going to drink a lot and have a good time. Cool, we're done. All right, let's close it out.
yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, so we've got this Saturday in Albuquerque, the ninth event of the year. Yeah, they struggled to get teams this year. We only had 8 on the competitive side. Some teams you'll recognize and some teams you probably never heard of.
Yep.
But they are from all over the place. We are going to have a phenomenal event. I'll run through some of the event details for those of you going. It is at Balloon Fiesta Park. Phenomenal fields, gorgeous grass, great atmosphere to play a tournament in. 8-team tournament on one side, tents galore, DJ, beer garden, longest kick, longest throw competitions, and then on the right-hand side, we've got the social tournament. Meet and greets Friday night at Hemet House and Beer Garden, and after party is at the FX Nightclub. They've got 10, 12 plus sponsors for this event. We won't walk through each one, but the 2030 Club of Albuquerque does a phenomenal job every year, and looking forward to it. So it should be a good time despite the low numbers on the competitive side.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, they are natural grass or are they a turf grass? Everybody always talks about the the Albuquerque fields being some of the best in the country. And I can never remember if they're saying it's a really good turf or really good grass. Is it in fact real grass?
Really good grass. It is at one of the largest hot air balloon parks in the country. So it's just massive flat land, perfect grass. Cut to perfection, and it's New
Where do they get
Mexico.
the water?
Well, they just take care of it. I don't know. Reservoir?
Okay. I mean, yeah, New Mexico's like Southern California. You have to import all your water.
Yeah, yeah, very much so.
But like
Um,
every weekend there's like 300 guys out there pouring Dasani all over the fields. It works.
pretty much. But with that said, typically an event like this, we'll do a pool play bin, or we'll do a draw, or we'll do seeded. But we follow the structure document, and it's, I think, in everyone's best interest to do so, which is to follow a World Cup style draw with regional protection. So
Now,
with that in
be
mind,
honest, you did that for me, right? The whole regional protectionism thing, knowing that
just
that's
for
the
you.
soapbox. You said, fine, we're going to shut Patty the fuck up for once. Regional protectionism at a tournament that he's not going to. Thanks, assholes.
Well,
Appreciate it. That's great.
if you decide to go, we can change it last second.
I can probably catch a flight, get out there, and then you can put everybody in one pool, so we all have to play our next door neighbors.
How long of a drive is that for you guys from LA to Albuquerque?
I've never driven from LA to Albuquerque, but I mean, my understanding is it's about 6 hours to Phoenix from LA, and it's
Ooh,
about 3 days to Austin from LA. So split the difference. It's probably a day and a half to drive from LA to Albuquerque.
I like your math. I like your
Yeah,
math.
it's good, man.
All right. Well, yeah, so we do have regional protection, and the pools are set. But how this will work if you're watching and you're competing on Saturday, just so everyone's aware, because it's an 18 tournament, we'll follow the format as addressed in the structure document, which means 2 pools of 4, 3 games each, a break, and then everyone advances to single elimination. And because it's World Cup format, the top seed of Pool A will play the bottom or the second seed of Pool B, and then so on and so forth. So that way you're not going to see a repetitive game from the first round.
Okay.
So number 1 of A plays number 4 of B, and then vice versa, and then break in the middle. So games will start at 9, 10:05, 11:10, 12:15, the break, and then we think the finals probably start around 3:30 local time. So it should be really good competition.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm looking at the 2 pools right now. Have those been published yet? Have the 2 pools been posted?
They have not, but right now the tracker will be up soon. It'll be the same format as always. If you go to Scoreboard 365, when it's ready, we'll post it. We're just fine-tweaking a few things for the social tournament. But I will be posting I'll do it right now, actually, while we're talking. I'll be posting the pools in the forum shortly. But your pools for this year's Albuquerque Kickball for the Kids tournament include Pool A. We'll walk through each pool, and then I'll turn it over to you for some commentary. Pool A, Sofa King Good out of California. the H Dukes out of New Mexico, local team. Animals out of Texas, and Q Fancy out of New Mexico, another local team.
K Fancy.
Oh, sorry, K. So excited from USA beating Ghana right now. I'm not even really reading. I'm just thrilled that we won.
That's fair.
Pool B.
No, spoiler alert, USA beat Ghana. Nice work.
Oh, yeah,
man.
hopefully.
What if somebody had T-voted it?
Well, then, hopefully they T-vote it and turn off their phone, because I think every news service in the country right now is broadcasting that the U.S. just beat Ghana.
As is every single one of my Facebook friends.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, people jumping up and down. It was phenomenal. Pool B, let's get right to it. Straight balling out of Arizona. Those guys out of Texas, who we've seen already this year. The Regulators, and then back from El Paso is I'd Hit It. Big shout out, though, before we get into breakdown. The teams coming from El Paso, there will be a local podcast crew streaming the games on podcast live from the field behind home plate. So we're really thrilled to have the guys at a Sun City Kickball coming out to broadcast their event, the event, and their team. So if you're a fan of Sun City Kickball, follow them on Twitter. I'm sure you'll see the announcements. If you're not, check them out. And we will be also live streaming some of the events in between the event that's going on in Chicago, where the road team will be competing.
That's right. That's going on this weekend as well, right?
Yeah, another double-decker full weekend of events, so it'll be a lot of fun. But the circuit event of the weekend is in Albuquerque. We're looking forward to it.
Right.
So I got Pool A and Pool B. Where do you want to start?
You know what? Let's start with Pool A, because I think Pool A is going to be the pool of death. Looking at that lineup right there, I think only 2 teams are going to make it out of Pool A to the elimination round.
They'll all advance the elimination round.
That was a joke. God damn it. You know, it doesn't work if I have just you as my audience. You know, try to be a smartass and they all fall flat. This is worse than the Kansas City podcast when there were 90 people and I kept trying to get a gag line in every now and then.
There was 100 people in that podcast.
It was insane. It was awesome. Okay, so yeah, with Pool A, K Fancy, I am not familiar with them at all. Do we know anything, or is there anybody on the squad that is recognizable from previous circuit events, or is this just a new group that decided to play?
So I actually was pulling it up right now. We got 13 players, 8 males, 5 females. Some of these guys are very young. I'll point that out, except for a couple folks. I don't recognize a lot of these players. I'm trying to pull up somebody right now. The captain is Aaron Jones. And to be honest, I don't think we've ever seen Aaron Jones before. So, yeah, I think it's a brand new team. I'll do some more research as we go through.
Too. So, sorry, Aaron, that you have such a boring name. Hey, but that's why he's got a fancy team. Boring captain, fancy team. Yeah, I can make 0 predictions about them except that they're going to show up on Saturday and play some kickball.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do? Then the number 3 seed in Pool A is Animals out of Texas. Again, anybody we know on that one, or is it just a bunch of new people with the team name Animals? You know what? There better be at least one person on that team whose name is Dan, so that they can call him Danimal all day, and it'll be very, very clever.
So Eddie Lucero is the captain, who has not been at this tournament before. I do recognize the name. He's out of El Paso, so he's a Sun City kickballer. Okay. But they've got, so some of the players on Animals are from Kicks and Giggles from previous years. So a team that has never really made a statement at the event, but again, they're returning. We're thrilled to have them back with us. And I'm trying to see some other names and a lot of new faces, which is great for the event. We're glad they're coming out.
Good. 2 seed in that one is the HH Dukes. I'm going to go ahead and assume that stands for the Howie Heaver Dukes, probably a reimagination of Howie's Heavers from years past in various tournaments.
So, tough situation for these guys. The local team got really excited and got behind us. They've helped out the local staff with refs and other things, not fields, but in other areas where we need to help. And they have a wedding that weekend. So they actually delayed their wedding so they can have – we've always had this event in May. Rumor has it folks delayed the wedding, put it in June, thinking there's no way this event would move. Thanks to the color run in Albuquerque, we had to move the fields and the date to the event to June, and unfortunately fell on the same day as the wedding. So big shout out to the HH Dukes for attending this event with those who are not attending the wedding or who are going to the event first and then to the wedding.
Okay, so it is a local wedding, so people can still play. I mean,
Yeah,
if the wedding is taking
it
place
would be
in
pretty epic
Mexico, there's no excuse.
if it would be pretty epic if someone shows up in like groomsman gear or bridesmaid dresses, but I don't think we're gonna get that lucky.
Yeah, probably not. Alas. Weddings are ruining kickball. Stop getting married, everybody, and stop breeding. For Christ's sake, what's wrong with you people?
We're working on rosters for 2024. Come on now. So, or 2030 something.
Yeah, 2024. Okay, yeah, you're gonna have a kid now. You're gonna put a 10-year-old kid on a circuit team.
Hey, Kickball 365 for kids coming soon.
No,
No, not today.
that also be sponsored by Fireball, please.
Yeah. I'll have a little sip of my agua.
Sippy cup. And then, of course, leading off the Pool A is Sofa King Good. Looking over the roster, sort of the usual, a lot of the usual Sofa players, and a few. Okay, I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to get into some trouble for it, and I'm going to get some phone calls. But is Sofa thrift shopping this year? Every single tournament, they show up with a couple of people that I've never heard of before. And that's saying something because I'm a whore down here when it comes to kickball. But every single tournament, there's always a couple of people on Sofa's roster that you guys stop down to Goodwill to pick some people up just to fill out the roster. I mean, it's I guess it's got to be done if you can't get enough people to show to a tournament. But it's you know, I say all that with love. I know that I mean I know and enjoy Sofa, and anybody on the team who's watching it and is getting upset with me taking pot shots, fuck you. Yeah, they've had a little bit of difficulties with roster and travel this season. You know, various things going on. I know Tyler's had difficulty making a couple of tournaments because of a lot of stuff he's got going on in his life, and other people with the same sort of thing. But you know, I got to hand it to them. You know, they're still always able to put a squad together and get to the tournaments and make a pretty good run. Although, I mean, you know, we are in June. It's probably about time to have the discussion that the national tour winner of last year hasn't won a tournament yet this year.
They've been struggling.
Yeah. So I'll be curious.
So looking at the rosters right now that I got in front of me, at least those that are ranked. So let's focus on the 3 teams right now that actually have an official ranking. Sofa King's coming at number 10 in the country.
Okay.
The number 1 seed in this event by far, but
yep.
Only number 10 in the country. Straight Ballin', and that's not on points, that's just official ranking, just if anyone's trying to correct me on that one. Straight Ballin' comes in with the 31st ranking. They're bringing 18 people, the most out of anybody. 12 males, 6 females. So you think they're going to be rolling deep. It's going to be hot. I'll definitely, I don't know what my weather forecast is for Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hot, so that might actually be beneficial to them. And the other team is those guys. Those guys coming in at 53rd in the country have been doing fairly well this year. But that's of the 8 teams in, I think maybe the HH Dukes would be the only other team that's worth even discussing. I would.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, and those guys are you know, they've got the potential to be sort of a sleeper dark horse in this tournament. I got to play them in Austin. They are you know, a little bit of a fiery squad, but they're also a good squad. They know what they're doing. Now they won't have Husker pride with them at this tournament, which will be unfortunate. That'll actually probably help them a little bit, but so yeah, those guys could definitely you know, make a little bit of a run, and you know, could give either Sofa or Straight Mall a little bit of a run when the end of the tournament starts going up, and you know, the Straight Ball and those guys' pool play game will be interesting as well. Okay, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. What the hell is up with Straight Ballin' at this tournament? Is this breakup sex? I mean, seriously, this is what's going on. You know, Straight Ballin' existed years ago, and then everybody split up, and they all went their separate ways. But it's like they all sort of got together and thought, you know, my dick does feel kind of good, and let's get back together for one more run at it. And so this is the breakup sex tournament. They're getting together, you know, going on a trip to the balloon capital of the world, and doing some kickball nookie so that they can play. What is...
I'm just going to stay away from that one.
It's cool to have Straight Ballin' back, but I mean, aren't the players on Straight Ballin'? I mean, this is the weirdest availables team ever, because that's technically what it is, right? It's an availables team of everybody from Arizona that used to date.
Yeah, they haven't shown up yet. They had a free entry because of their finish last year.
Okay.
They got 18 players, and they've got those guys, regulators, and I'd hit it. Those guys who have been to one event ended up in the top 8.
Yeah.
I'm reading this correctly in Austin. You know, you made it to the top 8 in Austin. Not bad.
Yeah.
You know. Do they have straight balls number? I don't know. I'd be curious to see who shows up. I know Hasby, looking through the roster. Let me jump
I
over.
mean, it's got Hasby and Bellman and Evan and pretty much all of the players in Arizona who are currently spread out amongst 9 different registered circuit teams getting together for one last weird Arizona gangbang hurrah in Albuquerque.
And British and Lee. Yeah, this team.
Wait. British is actually playing?
British is on straight balling for this event.
Hell, those guys might actually take straight balling, especially if they pitch British. He has trouble with higher altitudes.
I mean, looking at the roster, Evan's even on this team.
Yeah.
And then you look at the comparison of you got Sofa. Some of the big names, obviously Tyler, Max, Drew, Jimmy is going to be there. Joey, Luke, yeah. So I mean, it's still a solid Sofa King. I mean, there's your finals right there.
Yeah. So
hands down.
Unless those guys decide to come in and throw a monkey wrench into the works somewhere.
Yeah, if somehow straight balling and Sofa don't end up meeting each other in the finals, I'm gonna be shocked. But
how many other shocks have we seen this year on the circuit tour? I mean, there's been a lot more parity this year than in years past. I mean, once upon a time, last year, the year before, a few years ago, you could pick pretty concretely who the top 4 teams are going to be and who's going to be playing in the finals. But now all of that is completely different this year, what with the available super teams coming in and some of the non-registered long-term teams like Riot showing up and saying, hey, we're going to win Arizona, and they won Arizona, so there you go. I mean, everything seems a lot more balanced this year than it has in seasons past. Now, I don't know if newer teams are getting better or some of the old established teams have been doing worse, but, I mean, there's no evidence for that either because didn't OSC finally, kick the rust off of their asses and beat Shockwave in the Walker East Coast Regional or the Mid-Atlantic Regionals last weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, hashtag no home shoes regional this past weekend.
Yeah, I like the part where he tried to go from second to home on a routine play to first.
If you haven't seen this video, folks, let me do something really quick. I'll see.
Yeah, post the link for everybody to watch and tell them.
If you haven't seen this video, that's a crazy long link. Maybe I can get you a shorter link, but just do a Google search. There's the link right now. Just do a Google search on YouTube for Waka East Coast Virginia Regional, I think, and then OSC. OSC Shockwave. Final score was 4-1. Phenomenal game, but there was an epic play at home plate to end the game. Not sure why he ran. They probably sent him. I haven't seen the video that much to pay attention to the base coach, but guy got pegged out at home, and it's ESPN Sports Center worthy, or at least the not top 10.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
I think there's a still frame where he takes a ball to the face.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. Actually, 3 weeks or 3 times in the last week and a half. Ball to the face this weekend, ball to the face last week, and there's a tweet going around by Chaz of the Meatballs showing the pick from this Saturday's event, the pick from the last Saturday event in Harrisburg, the circuit event, and then apparently on Wednesday he also got picked out at home. So, hashtag no home shoes. Tough for him. But he's not going to be in Albuquerque. You know who else is not going to be in Albuquerque, so it's not a guarantee? Brick.
What?
He's not going.
What's Brick's excuse this go around?
He will be in Chicago with me trying to beat Greg Olson at the charity tournament.
All right, that's fair. Who's Greg Olson?
Tight end for the Carolina Panthers. NFL team.
Meatballs. What team does he play for on the circuit?
Not yet, and that's why we're going. There's 63 teams competing in this event. There's 3 divisions: pro, college, which is like recreational, and then a recreational social division. It's not like true college teams.
Okay.
We're on, get this, underhand pitching, no bunting. We play in dirt softball fields, no cleats.
What?
Just approved turf shoes, and we got 6 jerseys. So
So there's
But yeah,
that.
but
Um,
and we have a fair. You play on they actually build a fence in the outfield so you can kick home runs.
okay.
You can pay money to put somebody in jail. So, like, if you're coming up and you're really good, and I want to put you in jail, I can basically pay $20 to charity to put you in jail for an inning, and we like skip your spot or something. I don't know the full thing. I got to read up on that rule.
Yeah, this sounds like Calvin ball kickball. I think I approve, but I'm not sure.
It's gonna be great. We've got this is the first time the road team's gotten together. I've got 15 people playing. I call them the ambassadors. So we're going out there to tell everybody about 365, bring the brand to an audience that's hopefully heard of us, maybe, not really.
Yeah.
A lot of NFL players, a lot of NHL players, NBA players, celebrities in general are going to be out there. It'll be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Definitely. Yeah.
A little bit of hobnobbing, and get more people playing ball.
Yeah, hopefully we'll just raise awareness of what the circuit is, and if folks kind of like what we're all about and have fun with us, we'll be out Friday. We're going to the Cubs game. Friday night we got team dinner. Saturday's the event. We'll live stream as much as we can,
Okay.
and then Saturday night there is an after party, so we'll throw down. It'll be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, very much so. But so we got 8 teams, at least on the competitive side.
Yep.
Is this Sophos to lose, or is this straight Ballins to earn?
I think it's straight ballins to lose. Knowing how deep straight ballin is going, they're going to have a bunch of players. They're going to have more rested people to cycle in. I think it's their tournament to lose. Sofa's kind of at the point where they need to prove something again. And if they come in hungry enough and focused enough, they can do it. But as it stands right now, I put straight ballin as my pick to win this tournament, unless the roster shuffling politics of the past year and a half, 2 years, finally catches up to them. But who knows? I mean, maybe it'll be a happy, joyful reunion, or maybe it'll be the same thing as always at Thanksgiving, where mom and dad start bickering and the kids roll their eyes and like wander off to, I mean, they could fall into their old patterns of butting heads, in which case those guys are going to pick them apart in pool play. But if they show up relaxed and cool and like, hey, we're just out here and enjoying ourselves, and we're not going to let any of the history and the weight weigh on our shoulders, then I think straight ballin's probably going to roll right through this.
They better. I'll be utterly shocked if both of those teams. Those guys would be nice. Like if we could see those guys upset one of them. So if they both win out, there's a good chance those guys could meet Sofa.
Yeah.
Which that would be a tough. Again, those guys would like to make a statement for themselves. I was trying to pull up the scores for what they had in Austin. Who they had to play, and let me see if I can.
Yeah, I know they had to play OSC, but you weren't there, so you wouldn't know what happened. And Gargiles played him. We played him in pool play, and I think we had the epic futility of a 3-3 tie.
Is that one of your events where you couldn't win more than 2 games?
That's every event this year except for San Diego. San Diego is a great benchmark for the Gargiles this year because we won a 3rd game. Hooray! Those guys were our tie in Austin. I just like their name because you can just sort of throw it away. Yeah, those guys. Oh wait, like officially those guys, or unofficially just random personal pronoun? No, those guys. It'd be even better. Can we swear on with our team names? Because I think they should amend it to those fucking guys. We're those fucking guys.
Well, okay, so they were in your pool: Gargiles, OSC, Bayou Ballbusters, who they didn't play, Loco for Fireball, and Fresh.
Yeah.
They've been around. The team's name is Screaming Kicks from last year.
Oh, okay. That's why some of them were kind of familiar.
Yeah, and then of course Google's been slow as molasses today. It's killing me. I got it in front of me. Here we go. Those guys. Let's see how. So 3-3 against you for the first game. They lose to OSC only 3-1. They beat Loco 10-0. Then they have a bye, and then they. Okay, so there's their 4 games. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Austin was famously known this year, unfortunately, for only advancing a certain so many from 21 down to 8 teams.
Yeah.
But a very tough field, and they advanced. So you got to give them credit for that, by all means.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, they're my sleeper. They're my dark horse. They could show up and make some noise and do fairly well.
It'll be good. Definitely be good. So, Patty, ninth event coming up. After that, we've got DC in July, the only event for the month. We've got 23 co-ed teams. I think we're going to have one more to fill it out. For the fourth straight year, we'll sell out at 24 teams.
Nice.
We'd do more if we could, but we just don't have the field space. It is turf. It is July. It's going to be very hot,
Yeah.
but it'll be a lot of fun. And then the women's tournament right now has 16 teams.
Wow.
We still have 3 weeks to go for registration. So if you're a women's team and you'd like to compete, come on out.
Quick question of clarification on the women's, specifically the women's circuit championship in San Antonio, and if it's been addressed elsewhere, forgive me, but I occasionally have reading comprehension difficulties. Is there a wild card option for the girls tournament in the same way that there is for the co-ed tournament?
Correct. And yeah, there totally is. So right now, if you go to registered@kickball365.com and click the register button, you're going to see an option for the Circuit Cup, the Women's Open, referees, but then the application process for the wildcard teams. So right now there has only been one team to register as a wildcard member. It's free to register as a wildcard. You're basically putting your name in a hat. You're going to answer a bunch of questions. But yeah, if you're a women's team, you didn't have a chance to go to Georgia, you couldn't get to Jacksonville, there was no way you can go to Kansas City, maybe DC's out of your reach. So right now West Coast teams are screaming there's no opportunities for them. Well, Long Beach is coming up in September. That's your opportunity to put together your roster. But let's say for whatever reason you cannot attend that event, you're not going to be eligible to play on any of those teams for any of the events. You're going to have to do a wild card.
Okay.
If your team is going to Long Beach and you can't go, make sure you're on the roster. Maybe there's a chance you can make it. That's be great. But you have to prove and claim to the system, to the circuit, to say, I'm on this team, I'm on a roster. Maybe you're injured or whatever. But just make sure you're on the roster. If not, and if your team can't attend, then yes, you can apply as wild card. Disclaimer though, for teams that are looking to kind of say, you know, we did well at Jacksonville and maybe we did decent at Georgia, but if we merge with this team, we'll be even better. We're going to look at that carefully. We don't want to see powerhouse teams get together. Yes, it is called the Women's Open Championship. We honestly did not know how many women's teams we would see throughout the year. We had 16 in Georgia, or 14 or 16. I think we had 16. We had 14 in Jacksonville. We had only 5 in Kansas City. We've got 16 plus here. We'll probably have 12 or more in Long Beach. So it is a traditional championship. We hope we can see at least 20 teams come down to San Antonio. That would be amazing if we can get that many teams. That way I can guarantee a prize pool of a much higher value than what we're looking at. I would really, if we get 32 women's teams, oh my God, insane.
That'd be insane.
That'd be insane. All the guys would be just completely exhausted from the Saturday event, but they definitely would be out there on Sunday. So
yeah, because of course none of the girls would be exhausted from the Saturday event. You sexist asshole! Oh my God, what a dick!
They would totally be. But we're going to, and this is we've been telling everybody from the start. A lot of the start times for women's events this year was 9 a.m. in Georgia, 11 a.m. in Jacksonville, 9 a.m. in Kansas City. It'll be 10 a.m. in D.C. Long Beach has not announced it yet, but we don't want to take away from that Saturday night party. Now, we're going to look at a late start come Circuit Cup, Women's Open Championship. So don't try to book a flight home on Sunday night, whatever you do. Monday is a federal holiday. Hopefully work gives you that day off. If you can't get the day off, just please don't put yourself and your team at risk by trying to leave Sunday night. Get that early morning flight on Monday and soak it up as much as you can. Have fun Saturday. Have fun at the party. Compete well on Sunday, and then hopefully we can have a party for you Sunday night with the Women's Cup Championship, which is right here on the left. So you guys can host it up. It'll be a lot of fun.
The one with the silly little hat on it?
Yeah, the Jacksonville 2014 Champions hat. Jimmy Bush, if you're watching, I need the male coaches so I can send it to them.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah, and I got a little announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
For those of you going to the Circuit Championship weekend, if you have any interest in the sport of foot golf, I want to tell you right now, make plans for Thursday at 3 o'clock. Footgolf365.com yes, footgolf365.com, is going to be hosting a foot golf tournament at a location to be named soon. We'll do prizes, longest drive, closest to the pin. We'll probably do teams. We'll probably look at other little mini competitions. But details to come soon. So there is a cost. Much of the cost will go to proceeds towards the Morgan's Wonderland. It's a charity that supports the fields we're playing on that weekend in San Antonio. But you'll get a cart, you'll get scorecards, you'll get the ball, you'll get a polo or a T-shirt signifying that you were at this tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll have the details coming, but we wanted to share that with everybody tonight and look forward to a foot golf tournament in San Antonio on Thursday before the Circuit Cup.
Well, Thursday before the pub crawl on Thursday night, correct?
Right. We will be done before the pub crawl.
Okay. You don't want to interfere with that.
No, we don't. The River Walk is going to be a lot of fun. We're all going to be exhausted on Thursday. Friday will be another party and plus the award ceremony. That'll be a lot of fun. And then come Saturday, it's game time.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Patty, I appreciate you being on. Thanks for walking through the 8 teams.
Glad I could be here. I hope I kept this, thoroughly marginalized tournament podcast somewhat interesting. It's just,
Any parting thoughts for Adrock?
Go fuck yourself, Adrock. Where you been? Where are you? Why aren't you here? He's probably, you know what? He's probably. I actually have no idea where he could be. I can't even think up a reasonable insult making fun of where he could be.
Softball.
That's not funny.
Do you play softball?
Last time I did, I pulled my hamstring on a pudding cup.
Okay.
I was at top speed chasing down a ball in the outfield, and some asshole had left a pudding cup out in the middle of the fucking field. I stepped on it and tore my hamstring.
Wow.
Yeah. You wouldn't know what to look at me, man, but I'm kind of a big guy. When I reach top speed, any sort of thing that like throws off that rhythm, I explode. And in this case, it was a goddamn pudding cup. Fucking Bill Cosby.
And on that note, I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks again to our sponsors, Fireball Whiskey, Savage, Marriott, Uber, A Shot to Remember, Traveler Beer, and Reliable Paper. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Patty, have a good night. Thank you for watching. And we'll be in touch before DC.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.